All right, Larry. Rattlebones is designed by Stephen Glenn and published by Rio Grande Games. It's a dice building game where you're physically taking the sides off the dice to add special action faces. Larry, go ahead and tell us a little bit about Rattlebones. You played it a lot more than I have.
Okay, well, basically each player gets 3 pawns, and they start on a starting location on a board. And there's 7 locations already on the board, and then there's 7 spaces in between those. And you have a deck of cards. The precise number escapes me, but there's a pretty good number of them. Some have duplicates of what's on the board, and some have different other action symbols. But you place those into the spaces, giving you a total of 14 on this track. And as I said, you have 3 pieces each. So at the start of the game, you roll in 1 die and moving 1 token. But as the game goes on, you'll get opportunities to use special actions to roll more dice. And also, you'll get your pawn spread out where even if you only roll a single number, you still have options of which one you want to go to. Mm-hmm. But basically, you're moving these pawns around in an effort to get special actions that will aid you to get points. And there's a ton of these. We separated them all into Ziploc bags, and there's just like a ridiculous number. Every time you have to try to find one.
There's like 10 or 12 bags. So.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's 14
really?
Special action sides, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, you get going around, and there's a bunch of these that are dependent upon the dice themselves, of course. They're like the sticking point of the game, but others are independent of it, and they're on the board. There's a train, and when you roll the train card, you move the train once along its track counterclockwise, which it counts up to 5, and then it counts back down to 1. So if you land on the train at a prodigious time, it could equal a lot of points, and at another time, it might just move the train up and help someone else get more points.
Yeah.
So it's pretty balanced in terms of that. There's several other special actions that have outside things that are the only thing that use it, like the gambling dice. It's just one special action. You roll this gambling dice, and there's a chance you're going to push Rattlebones backwards towards you, the players, or a chance to get some points. That's one thing we should talk about. Rattlebones himself. Yeah. So it's a counter, and it's on the point counter, and you start with it on a different number based on the number of players you have. But he starts on there, and he moves backwards every time someone rolls a 1 on their die. And it's the only die face that can't be removed.
Yeah.
And so if a player occupies the same space or passes Rattlebones, the game's over. So it's kind of this burn every time that someone's rolling Rattlebones.
Countdown clock.
Yeah. And several other things have means of moving Rattlebones backwards. The gambling dice has 2 faces that are Rattlebones. And everybody has at least one die face on every one of their 3 die that are Rattlebones. So there's always a 1 in 6 chance it could come up anytime one's tossing a die. So.
And you roll it surprisingly often.
You really do.
Right?
Well, I
think maybe because it's just such a big deal when you roll it.
Yeah, and like I said, there's always a chance you're rolling that. This whole game is all about the randomness of a dice, but your control over, in a way, what happens. Like we were talking about, like, theorizing getting a dice covered by a certain one where you're guaranteed to get that or Rattlebones, but a 5 out of 6 chance you're going to get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you can do it. I did a 4 side of coins and pretty much just made a coin generating dice in a game with the kids.
Yeah, and the coins are really cool too, because the coins, you pay a coin and you get to roll 2 dice, or you pay 2 coins and you get to roll 3 dice.
Yes.
So, there's also the re-roll thing where you get to re-roll another dice along with that dice.
Yeah,
and
as long as you haven't rolled it. And
there's some really cool actions. And what are some of the other actions? Can you remember?
Oh, yeah, there's a ton. There's one that's just an arrow, and the arrow points to another die face, and it just copies that one. So it's
probably the weirdest.
Well, yeah, but it's a good doubler, I think.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to do what we were talking about, making a full coverage.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a one it's just got 1, 2, 3, 4 in sequential order on the face, and what it is when you roll that, you score based on your rank in the thing. So if you're playing a 4-player game and you're in 3rd, you're going to get more points than if you're tied for 1st.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of could be a tiebreaker. There's the train we already mentioned. There's the gambling dice, which we mentioned. There's one that's a stock. You roll that one and you take a stock token.
Not very thematic, though.
Well, not really. I was trying to think of how it could be. Maybe it's some kind of a game, at the carnival. The game is sort of oddly themed, but it is
the stock market game at the carnival.
It's
the game everyone went to the fair for, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking like Monopoly, but more like a raffle. Like everybody draws a property, and then, I don't know, some kind of bizarre, Shirley Jackson sort of carnival. Because the board kind of has it's an odd theme. Like, it seems more like childish, but it's a little creepy. I mean,
it is a little creepy.
it's got a little creepiness to it. Like, the kids love it.
Rattlebones coming to get you.
They're big Steven Spielberg fans, though. They love that kind of stuff, and I don't think they think it's really creepy, but they like it. They thought that the little pawns were witches at first, and I thought they were too, but they're little monkeys with the dunce caps, so they could be mistaken for witches.
Yeah. And then there's the blue stars.
Oh, yes.
And the blue stars were kind of interesting. It was kind of the hardest one to get.
Yeah.
Because you get a blue star, and then you have to actually land on the space that lets you get points for that blue star.
Yeah. Well, and then once again, like once you're later in the game, you're rolling a whole bunch of dice. You might have an extra 2 or something in a pawn that just happens to be the right number of space. You can just burn a dice,
Yeah.
if you're rolling a bunch. There's one called the Thief. We didn't play with this one in our game, but the Thief allows you to steal one either stock ticket, gold coin, or star from another player. So if there's 2 other players, you get to steal one from each of them. So it really can turn the game around if someone gets a lot of sides going, and stealing a bunch of your stuff. It can get really aggravating. You get the gold, and you really, really count on it to get you rolling more dice, getting more points somehow, and getting them bled away is not good.
I got to say, man, this was really interesting how much I ended up digging this game. And it's been getting some pretty decent reviews, but I didn't think I was going to like it at all. And it was just, it's far from a great game.
No, yeah.
But it's really, really fun. It's fun to the point, I'd like to play it again.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, I'd really like to play that game again.
Yeah.
Because you think it's going to be a kid's game, but man, there's so many choices, and you can really customize your dice the way you want to customize them.
And there's even easy opportunity for expansions. They could add a few cards and new spaces and new die faces, and boom, you got it. You can even add another dice of a different color that maybe has its own special effect.
Yeah.
There's tons of things they could do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just had some really interesting mechanics because, you've got if it was just to be a kid's game, this game could be, it's only the reroll and it's only the things that do something without all the added stuff in it. So it gets you money, and at the end of the game, those are points or something like that.
Yeah.
But it adds in stuff like the extra die that's in the middle that you roll. What's that called?
Oh, the gambling die.
The gambling die. So it's also got the coins aren't just to keep; they're to spend to be able to re-roll the dice.
Yeah.
You've got the stars, which come into play later.
Yeah.
You've got the stock market tickets, which come into play, and then you've got the train. What a cool mechanic, that train. Because it's really valuable at certain points.
And for different things, like it could be a swing point for one person, and then it could be a good burn on keep preventing someone who has a bunch of trains from getting points late in the game or catching up or something.
Yeah, because I had 2 dice that had 1 train each on them, and then 1 that had 3. So those 2 were the ones I was rolling at other times to get other things, and if it landed on 1, that'll move it up. But once it got to 3, 4, and 5 points, I was rolling that one with 3 trains on it, trying to get the train. It's a really cool mechanic. I really like that.
Yeah. And we got to say something about the dice. For something, if you describe it to someone, they would think, wow, this has got to be like the most mousetrap-ish sort of gimmicky thing. It's not. It really is not. They made the dice faces work, and they included some little pry sticks to help you get the sides off. I don't personally use them. My kids use them, which is kind of surprising because they're little girls and they have fingernails.
I don't have fingernails, so I use them.
I have none, but I can still get them off. I guess I'm a guitarist, so I have hard fingertips on my left hand, so I just prise them off there. But they really did a good job, I think, of making a component that's not a gimmick.
Yeah, absolutely.
In and of itself, the game is driven by these things and how they work, but it's they just work the way they need to.
I wonder if they'll ever get loose, where
really. Yeah, I guess that's a concern, and we'll keep an eye on it. But I imagine we'll
keep an eye on it.
It'll be getting a lot of play, I imagine. So,
and this is a great game for a family. This is one of those games. It's like a Pixar movie of board games.
Yeah, really.
It's great for kids.
Takanoko is another one.
Tons of interesting choices for adults.
Yeah,
man, it's a really fun game. Me and you, we didn't have any kids play it. We had a great time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I really dig it. Right?
Yeah, it's another one. It's right up there with Takanoko now with the kids. So,
and the theme could clearly be something else, right?
Anything.
But they're probably trying to grab that family market too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a fun game. Rattlebones.
Strange.
And there is opportunities for expansions. And from Rio Grande Games, it's just one of those games I just didn't think,
Yeah.
I thought, and coming from what we thought about it originally,
Yes.
when this game was first announced like a year ago, right when we first started doing the show, like we thought like, oh, you're going to be taking a die face off, and then it's going to become a D8, and then it's going to become a D12. We thought it was going to be something way
Some
more
crazy polygonal.
Yeah,
little thing.
but it ended up being this, and that sort of disappointed us before we played it. But I got to say, it really pulled it off. And, I've been getting a lot of Stephen Glenn games in. This guy is, I've been playing Pinata a lot. We got Spike and this game. Stephen Glenn really giving us a lot of entertainment lately. So, cool designer.
Solid.
And he designed some party games, too, from R&R that I really like. So, cool designer. I really like it.